Hey, hi everyone. Welcome back. So guys, as part of the today's session, let us see a brief overview on an array. So basically, what is an array? So guys, if you remember, when we were discussing about a data types, we studied about a primitive data type and a reference data type. So we have a seen about the primitive data types examples, and we have a noticed that in a primitive data type, we can store one value at a time, whereas in a reference data type, we can store multiple values at a time. Array is a reference data type. So let us see more details about this particular array. So here I'm creating a new folder, name it as a day 3. Okay, perfect. So I'm just creating a new folder day 3. Okay, so basically it should come out. Yeah. So yeah. So I just moved out this particular folder day 3, and inside the day 3 I'm just naming it as one script.js. Of course, guys, you can give any name. So I'm just defining it in an easier way for me. That's it, nothing more than that. So here, let me add a comment as usual. So here, overview on arrays with examples. Okay, perfectly all right. So let us see about this particular an array. So, if you observe, my copilot is giving me a lot of suggestions. So I don't want to accept anything. I just pressed an escape out over there. So here, array is an object that can store multiple values at a time. Okay, multiple values at a time. So why we need array? What is the significance of this particular array? So consider that you need to define multiple names. Okay, so what we will be doing, you may using var name1 is equal to, okay, var name1 equal to John, name2 name3. Instead of defining like this, name1 name2 name3 like that, we will be defining a variable with a name as a name itself, okay, names itself, in which we are storing all those names here, so which can be handled using this particular arrays concept. Okay, so the ultimate point here is arrays allows us to organize a group of relevant data with this particular single variable itself. So how are we gonna define that? In a simple terms, I can define it as where student names is equal to, I'm defining my array should be defined within these braces itself. Whatever the names that you want to define, right, you will be defining here John, Jane, like that, you will be defining this particular arrays. Okay, so you will be defining this array in this particular way. The student names, this is what an array here is. Okay, this is the way how exactly you can define an array. So let us see a simple program how exactly we can create an array. So here, var emp names is equal to, let me define an array. So my employee names are, John, Jane, all the three names I have defined. Okay, so we have defined these arrays. So how can we access this? Ideally, in an array, we can retrieve the information based on indexed based operations. We can perform using this array. Okay, so the zeroth index is gonna be the first value in the array. First index is gonna be the second value in the array. Second index is gonna be the third value in the array, like that. So here, if you wanna get the first one right, so you will be accessing with the index 0. So here, console.log. So here I'm using employee details. If you leave it like this, okay, so let us try to save it and let us try to print it and see what it is printing down. All the values in the arrays are being printing down. But as per my requirement, I just want only my first value in the array. So console.length. So here console.log, basically employee names of 0. Of 0 itself means the first value present in an array. So here also console.log emp names dot length method. So this length method will give you the total number of values present in an array. Just the count. There are three values present in an array. The first value is John, that was retrieved, and it got printed down to the console. Okay, perfectly all right. So Surendra, if there is an array, so we are just utilizing it. For suppose if I want to add any value into an array, not the existing value, I want to add a new value into that. So here emp names, okay, emp names, and I'm using here push method in order to push a value into that particular array. I'm giving it as a Radha. So here we have push and as well as unshift methods basically to add values to an array. Okay, perfect. So here emp names dot, okay, unshift, and this time I'm giving it as a Krishna. And let me print this emp name, excuse me. So when I run this program, if you observe, the unshift is the one which pulled that particular value to the starting of the array, and the push is the one which pushed the value to the ending of an array. So the point that you need to consider here is both the unshift and the push are the methods which are used to add a values into an array, but the push is the one which is used to push at the end of the array, whereas the unshift is the method which is used to push the value to the starting of that particular array. Okay, to the starting of that particular array. And consider that you want to change any value. Change the second value in the array. Okay, change the second value in the array. So emp names of the second is having an index of a 1, and I'm changing the value as Ramesh. Okay, so let us see what is the second value in this. So here Janie. So this value should be changed to Ramesh. So let me try to run this program and check it out whether Ramesh got updated here or not. Okay, perfectly all right. Good. And then, so let me clear it up. And the next operation that we can perform here is remove an element or a value from the array. So how exactly we can remove a value from that particular one? So here we can use a splice. Basically here also we have a pop and as well as a shift. Okay, pop and as well as a shift. Let me accept those, and we have another method also. So let me use a pop and employee names, shift and employee names. Let me try to run this particular one. So whenever you use a pop, so here before that, whenever you used a pop, it removed the value removed at the ending. Okay, at the ending, whereas the shift removed at the beginning. Okay, so I don't want to remove at the beginning or at the ending. Basically, I want to remove at a specific index basically. Okay, so I just want to remove an element at a specific index. Okay, so in that situation, this is gonna be okay, splice. Okay, splice. Okay, removes at a specific index. Okay, I'm just using this splice. So here, splice, and let me try to run this program and check it out. So this time, if you observe, see here, those values got removed. Okay, the index 1, that value got removed. Starting from the first index, remove that particular value. That's what the meaning of this particular slice is. Okay, perfect. So these are the various operations that we can perform on an array. We can also use a for loop on an array in order to iterate the elements that we will be looking at in the next session. A significance of a for loop and for each loop, how exactly we can retrieve the information on an array. Let us see as part of the next session. Thank you.